Avious Griffin.
Let me say this.
In the ring with Julian Rodriguez. Go ahead.
10th round. God damn it.
Avious, I've known Avious and even had one of my guys work with Avious for a couple of years now, especially since I've been with Jake. And Avious came in strong. I feel like Avious stepped up to a level that was different than the levels that he's been fighting against prior. Mm-hmm. And when you're in that space, you can't become shy or try to change your game plan. You have to stay true to what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes when you're in that space, you don't really get comfortable until the fight really gets started. Mm-hmm. We didn't see him get comfortable till like mid-fight. Mm-hmm. That's when he started really letting his hands go. By that time, he's behind on the cards. Mm-hmm. And everybody already knows when you get behind on the cards, sometimes you react to it differently. You're trying to move differently.
He reminded me of Deontay Wilder. D was never comfortable in the first 2 rounds.
Yes, yeah.
And it was midpoint for Avious. I could tell by the way he was moving, he was like lightly walking, and he was like hesitant with the jab, and it was like this. I said, yo, he looks a lot like Deontay to me.
And he has a good jab when he uses it.
He got a good jab. He's got way more than I saw in the ring on fight night, and I'm like, this is just the epitome of when that moment just gets to you, you know? Right. And it looked like he didn't get comfortable until he was able to land some significant punches and get, I guess, you know, for the sake of words, like we always say, gave himself some confidence. Right. It ended up being a good boxing match. It started off kind of slow. The crowd is booing, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, y'all. I ain't expect this. Sir. But this other kid, Julian, I'd seen him before.
He's Olympian, right?
Yeah. I've seen him before, and I didn't, because I'm high on Avious, you're undefeated, and he's been, you know, I've been told he's the next at welterweight, you know, or one of the next at welterweight. Right. So he just never got a control of the fight. Correct. And Julian looks like one of those guys that has that underdog heart, that underdog mentality. Absolutely. And I don't care if you're not expecting me or want me to, I'm going to come in here and disrupt the nature of this game. Right. And it ended up the last couple rounds, Avious knew he had to step up. Yeah. And Julian was just kind of like managing it. I was impressed. And they both caught each other. I was like, yo.
You're both guys, right.
And then that last round happened, man. And I said, God, dog.
I thought it was going to come down to a decision, but here's the reality of the situation. Sean, you know this firsthand. It's not about the loss at this point. Mm-hmm. It's about the return. Mm-hmm. Yep. What did you learn? Mm-hmm. What did you learn in this situation? If you did not take anything away from this fight that's going to make you better, then that's when you truly lost. Mm-hmm. If you know your mistakes and you've learned not to make those mistakes again and you're ready to make the adjustment, then your career has just started over today. The only thing is you have a little credit on your back because you've won a few fights. Mm-hmm. But now it starts. Mm-hmm. Now we get to see the true grit that young man has. We all know his story. Now we're going to see how much that story really supports him.
And for Julian,
I like Coach Wade said, that's the biggest thing in the sport of boxing. Yes. Don't let a loss doesn't kill you.
It doesn't destroy you.
It actually builds you.
It can give you character.
Perfect example right here.
Right, it gives you character. It helps determine who you are. Being legendary isn't about the O on the backside.
I felt like Avious was a B- on fight night, maybe even a C+. Probably
That's
a C+.
fair.
C+.
That's fair. I gave him a B-.
And I thought that Julian on the night against Avious was a B+ fighter, maybe even B-.
No, I gave him B+.
B+.
Because I felt like he fought above what I think his normal standard is. Yeah. He has something to prove. Yeah. He was in front of a guy that he didn't respect. Mm. And so once he was able to establish in the first couple of rounds that, I can handle this, I can manage this, then he started to step on the gas a little bit. He didn't think he would get hurt until he got hurt. Yeah. By that time, a majority of the fight's gone.
And all that being said, let's get this kid, Julian Rodriguez, another shot. Let's not because he wasn't supposed to win this fight and he won it by knockout in the last round. That's late fight power. Let's not forget about this stuff and say, okay, we moving on past Julian. We used him for this fight. Don't do that to the kid.
I agree, but you got to think of it like this too. Opportunities. In boxing, it's about opportunities. It's about those last minute calls. Here's the reality. Shawn Porter doesn't pull out a fight. We don't know who Ugas is. Yeah. Ugas gets the fight against Delorme. Yeah. And that he just goes on to be multiple world champion from that one moment. Mm-hmm. You know, he had a challenging start of his career. Kind of was flat. He gets the opportunity against Delarme, beats Delarme, wasn't supposed to beat Delarme, and then he goes on, he becomes a world champion and world champion, right? So these are opportunities. He just has to make sure he takes advantage of it. The next move is going to be on him.